In every family, there is a favorite child, and then there is the other one. I was the other one. My parents used to say they loved us equally. They said it often, like repeating it might make it true. But love has a way of revealing itself without words. My sister's mistakes were forgiven before they were even explained. Mine were remembered long after I had apologized. When she spoke, the room went quiet. When I spoke, people checked their phones. So I learned something very early in life. If being loud didn't earn love, silence might at least earn peace. Growing up, my sister was celebrated for simply existing. She was praised for confidence, for ambition, for taking up space. I was praised only when I was useful, when paperwork needed sorting, when bills needed understanding, when problems needed fixing quietly, without thanks. I wasn't a daughter, I was a solution. They used to say, family helps family. What they really meant was, I help and they take. By the time I reached adulthood, I had mastered the art of being invisible. I studied while they celebrated her potential. I worked while they boasted about her potential. I built a life so quietly that no one noticed it happening. And then, one day, the golden child fell. Her business failed, debts piled up, the applause she had lived on disappeared, and suddenly effort was required. That's when my parents remembered my name. Their voices softened, their smiles returned. They spoke to me gently, carefully, as if I were fragile instead of forgotten. They asked for favors and called them requests. They assumed everything would balance itself again, that when they were gone, the house, the savings, the legacy, all of it, would naturally belong to her. They talked often about their will, about what would happen one day. I listened. I never interrupted. They never asked if I had read it. What they didn't know was that years earlier, while they were busy overlooking me, I had rewritten my life. I bought the house they lived in. Not dramatically, not publicly, quietly. I paid every tax, every repair, every bill, every document carried my signature, my responsibility, my patience. Legally, completely. The house they called theirs had not belonged to them for years. The day I finally placed the documents on the table, the room went silent. Pages turned, breaths stopped. My father's hands shook as he read. My mother stared as if the words might rearrange themselves if she waited long enough. "This can't be right," my father said. I looked at him calmly. "It is," I replied. "The will you're waiting for doesn't matter. The house was never yours to give." No shouting followed, no dramatic apology, just the slow collapse of certainty. They had built their future on an assumption that I would always be there, always available, always overlooked. They were wrong. That evening, I walked through the house alone. The same walls that had heard me stay silent for years now echoed with something new: freedom. They taught me many things in life: how to stay quiet, how to endure, how to survive being unseen, and finally, how to protect myself. The will they never read wasn't written on paper. It was written in patience, and it was signed with freedom. Sometimes the most powerful revenge isn't anger, it isn't confrontation, it's ownership of your life, of your peace, of everything they assumed they already controlled.